Hello everyone, I'm Clem Reeby and welcome to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing something a little bit different to the usual monthly Plan With Me setup, and I'm going to be setting up a travel journal and I wanted to share that with you. I've wanted to do a travel journal for a couple of years now, but couldn't quite land on how I wanted to do it. I tried doing traveller's journals, which I really love the idea of a traveller's journal. I took them away with me to write in them whilst I was on holiday. Something just wasn't fully clicking with it and I didn't know exactly what. And I know with these things and what I've always wanted to do is share with you the full journey as I'm going through it. With the travel journaling, it just wasn't evolving and I couldn't land on the plan in my head of what I was trying to do at that stage, and then let the journaling just organically grow. But we found it now. I believe I've found it. So in my Plan With Me videos across the last few months, you'll have heard me saying that I'm not very good at a scrapbook style as much as I really want to be. I have tons of materials of scrapbook styling and I love it. I absolutely love watching other videos of journalers on here and seeing them do their scrapbook style. Thanks, that was my little puppy decided she wants to join in on the voiceover today and be ever present. I decided to do my whole travel journal in a scrapbook style because this will also give me a lot of practice, help me to find my own style with this. I think when you start to go down the journaling route, it can be a real rabbit hole and incredibly overwhelming, and finding your own style can be something that's difficult, and obviously I do these videos to help. Thank you again, Lyra. I do these videos to try and help inspire all of you. There's absolutely no shame in taking that inspiration and recreating somebody else's setups. That's why me and other journalers do what we're doing. But at the same time as me trying some things out, I want to find what works for me and find my individual style. And it's interesting because there's been a few months where I'm sharing videos with you and in the background I'm like, oh, is this my style? Is it not? Is this really very me? And I think experimenting is just the best thing to do. So I'm experimenting with scrapbook to find my voice and what I like and don't like about scrapbooking. When I watch other people's scrapbook styling, it always looks like they know exactly what they want to put where and it looks really brilliant, and that no matter how many times I kind of fiddle around, it just doesn't quite work. And then I watched a couple of videos last night and people were saying, oh, it looks like I'm putting this together really fast, but actually it takes me ages to decide where it is. So I stopped beating myself up about that, and I did a little bit of initial planning of what I thought was going to look good and some of the materials before I obviously started recording, because for me to show everything, it would take absolutely ages to show all of my thought process and moving everything around, and I thought you'd get quite bored with that on a video. So I had things in my head pretty much together of where I wanted them to be. I think scrapbooking is quite a personal thing, and everybody would look at this and maybe do something different or place something in a different place. And I think that's what I like about this, is it's so personal and so easy to make it completely unique. So of course I'm putting in my trusty craft paper. I think it's clear to see that that's a part of my individual style when journaling. I love tearing up the craft paper and having that in the corners. I do have that as dot grid. I just like being able to have everything as dot grid if I want to then draw borders and things like that. I can, or if I want to draw anything on the papers. Yeah, I like having dot grid for that. Amongst all of my stickers was a map saying travel, so that was perfect to include. And then I'm stamping out trips. I want this to be a trips and travel journal, and there's a real big distinction for me in the difference. And that's, I think, what has stopped me from really honing my own travel journals previously, because I've really kept it to, oh, it's when I go away, when I see travel, it's I've gone somewhere, I've needed to take a mode of transportation to get to that destination, and then I stay there. That could just be one night, could be 2 nights, could be 2 weeks, but it's going somewhere different. For me in this journal, I really wanted to include trips because I often go on day trips, or I really want to explore the UK more as well. So for me, travel and trips was much more perfect, because it meant when we're having really lovely day trips, I've got somewhere to capture those fantastic memories. And that's what this is really about for me. I want it to be a memory log. There's so many times that I'm in the moment, I think, oh yeah, I'm going to remember this, and I forget to capture certain things in my bullet journal of, either appointments or trips out and things like that. And I just love that I'm going to have this to be able to look back on. Now, I know I'm setting this up partway through the year, and I missed a trick not doing this at the start of 2025. However, I've been good enough through a combination of my Outlook calendar, my phone calendar, and my bullet journal of documenting if I've gone somewhere or a booking or a reference or something like that. So I'm actually going to retrospectively go back and capture things from 2025 as well and put them in the journal. At the start, I was going to have trips and travel going across the 2 pages. It just didn't feel right when I was setting that up, so I decided to do more like a cover page and a quote page. I guess I'm just too much in my old routine of my plan with me's. I found these stickers that I've had for absolutely ages with different sayings and things like that on. Sometimes I feel like these sheets can often be hit and miss. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But by and large, these ones had quite a few things on that I thought that I would use in the future. So that's why I got those. And that's the cover set up. On to the next page. So my plan here is to do several pages of what made me laugh, but I'm going to show my age more, as Captain's Log. So this is going to be an overall log of just the date and the location of where I went. This is going to help me to flip back really quickly and easily, look at, even in the future, well, what year did I go here or go to that place? And I love being able to be reminded of things like that. So I've decided to use the map washi tape again. I really liked this blue washi tape. My only negative about it was it would have the whole world in one reel, and then it would flip it and it was back to front. So everything was like you were looking in a mirror, so all the writing is backwards as well. So yeah, I think I probably would have preferred this washi tape if everything was facing the same way rather than reversing it. Anyway, I decided to put the washi tape over one side and then split it in half so the top and bottoms completely match, and then the log sits in between, which I thought was quite cute. The reason it showed my age saying Captain's Log, it's something that when I was really young, and my dad and brother would be watching Star Trek, and they would say Captain's Log. It was in the Ace Ventura film as well as a bit of a joke. So yeah, this is my Captain's Log because I'm the captain of my travel. I didn't bother to put a title on this, as you'll see as I go along. I just liked the map so much. I didn't think sticking a title or writing a title over the top or losing any more of the page for the title was going to be worth it. I think it's clear to see what this is without me titling it up, but we'll see how I end up going with that. I thought having 2 double spreads for the Captain's Log would be enough. When I started to write out the trips, I found I'd like to leave a space in between. I just think that looks nicer on the page rather than writing one row underneath each other. I'm going to leave space for another Captain's Log page should I need it. And then if I don't end up needing that at the end of the year, I can actually use that as another kind of decorative page and things like that. My plan for my setups is going to be to print some pictures. It could even be pictures of the locations that are not necessarily mine. I'm going to print some pictures that I take as well, and make it really quite a collage and scrapbook style through the whole thing. And in the future, I'll share with you some setups that I do so you can see how I end up capturing any of my trips. And here's my final flip through. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe and turn on those notifications to be told when I release future content. Catch you in my next video. Bye.